pretty good guess.
I can read.
You're shirt literate. How do you like that?
That's right. And I happen to know, just because I live here on the island, that you are out at the wastewater treatment plant.
That's all right.
Is that true? How are things going out there?
Busy.
Yeah?
Busy, but rather successful this year.
There's a lot of waste at this time of year, isn't there, out there?
There's about 10% more than last year.
Really?
Same time, yeah.
What does that mean? That people eating more? What is
No, that means more people are here.
Yeah? I think people might be eating more too. I hear the restaurants are doing very well. Now, how did you come to be in that field out here on Nantucket?
Out here on Nantucket, I needed a job. I called up a referral service, basically.
And you were in that field where you were before?
I've been in that field on and off for 15 years or so.
Where did you come here from? Gloucester. Gloucester, yeah? What made you want to move from Gloucester to here? Gloucester's a nice place.
Hey, I was out of a job.
Yeah? Now you guys, I know you bike around a lot too. I see you guys on your bikes all the time. No car, no TV.
No, we're just
no TV.
Throwbacks,
and what's the other thing we don't have?
Oh, we don't have a telephone.
No telephone. Now, rumor has that you guys live on a boat also. Is that true?
We used to.
Used to? We
used to.
No more boat life?
Boat life kind of ended right after family life started.
Oh, yeah? That'll do it. Now, what? You have no phone, no TV, no car. Is this a conscious choice? Did you choose not to do these, or just don't feel like it?
The phone was, we got behind on the bill.
Right.
The car was kind of conscious, Mary's from South Boston. I have ridden bikes at least half my adult life.
Bikes are a conscious choice, yeah. Phone, we got behind the bill, but we prefer it like this.
Yeah.
TV, we don't want the TV polluting the kids' minds.
What about TV pollutes the kids' minds?
Just sitting in front of it all Saturday, having to drag them away from it to do their homework. We'd much rather they read their what I consider junk Sweet Valley novels, but then watch TV, because at least you're doing something.
Right, but now
passively.
I've got a daughter too, and you know, I find that even if I keep her away from the TV, once she's at school, boom, it's all over. I mean, she's hearing about everything. You know, it's getting it all from the kids anyway. So, is it a losing battle with this?
Oh, you mean the culture of TV?
The culture of TV, yes.
I don't know. I don't think it's a losing battle. I think
they are exposed to our culture, TV or no TV. That is kind of a losing battle, I would say. But at least they can occupy their minds with something more worthwhile.
Well, now the choice about the telephone and TV and cars, I mean, it sounds like it's kind of a broad cultural reactive choice.
No, not
to
really.
me.
It's just, it's a small island. When you think about it, you know, most societies where you'd have to travel less than 4 miles to get anywhere of significance, you know, if this were China or even Britain, people would have a lot fewer cars, and they'd be, you know, even a place like Sweden. There's cities in Holland where bikes are free, they're painted orange, and you can just pick one up when you need them.
Right.
So,
you think Nantucket could do with a plan like that?
No, because the people who live in Nantucket are Americans.
Yeah.
They're addicted to their cars.
They are. Plus, they have kind of a bicycle program like that now, only it's not legal. People just pick up bicycles and take them when they need them anyway.
We've been victimized by that particular program.
Painted orange or not. Okay, well, thanks a lot for talking to us. And you might want to go to a friend's house maybe and watch Channel 3 and watch the show.
Some friend will talk to you.
Okay?
We'll hear about this.
Yeah. Great. Thanks a lot for talking to us. Okay. Just go. My name's Michael, and we just go around and talk to people. Hi, what's your name?
Marilyn.
Marilyn. Now, when we were talking to these folks over here about TV, you were applauding. You were saying, no TV. That's great.
Well, I was a former teacher.
Can I sit next to you?
Sure, you may.
Okay.
I was a former teacher. I've raised children, and I have grandchildren, and I don't like to see them sitting in front of the boob tube. And I think if the parents really want to take charge, they should. Because I think the kids get a lot more out of whatever else they may choose to do.
You know, parents taking charge. I'm a parent myself. I'm a 6-year-old. And that's That's a big issue now. I mean,
Sure
it's
it
a
is.
very complex issue because, I mean, you can't hit your kid, which I don't think you should anyway. But kids are hanging out with other kids who have attitudes that you want your kid to adopt.
Right.
And there's a kind of lack of respect for older, wiser people. I've noticed that while I may have not respected my father's wisdom at that age, at least I kept it to myself.
Well,
what about that?
It's awfully hard to go against what's going on, but if you set a certain set of standards for your children, I'm not saying you shouldn't have any time in front of the TV, but I would limit it a great deal. The idea of using TV as a babysitter is appalling because
Right.
I think they lack listening skills and communication skills and thinking skills.
Right. What
And
about?
that-
I have a what I tell my daughter is if you're going to be sitting in front of a cathode ray tube, I'd rather it were a computer monitor than a TV set.
Well, it's how you use it.
Right.
If you limit their time in front of it and use games that are going to stretch their brain and had fun, but limit it to a certain amount of time.
But if you want, now I want my daughter to succeed in the world when
Right.
she grows up. Computers are the vehicle of success for
Try
the future.
reading to her.
Yeah. Oh, I do that too.
Okay.
But
Talking with her.
I can't.
Exploring with her.
No, she talks to me and explores with me. She's like that.
Well,
She
that's
drags
fine.
me all over the place.
That's fine.
But what can parents do about this sort of level of respect issue that seems to be sort of the last 10 years
Well, it's
real
what-
different?
It's not easy because I'm sure things have changed since I raised my children.
Right?
But you have to have certain rules in your house and be consistent as much as you possibly can and let them know who's in charge.
Well, when you were raising your kids, what manner of discipline and enforcement did you use on your kids?
They were really very easy when I
Right.
think of it.
Uh-huh.
I really don't remember having to do a lot of disciplining.
Right.
Because they kind of knew what the perimeters were.
From the beginning.
Yes, as much
Right.
as possible.
Mhm.
There was kind of a schedule. It wasn't that rigid, but there was a schedule.
Right.
And they didn't persist. If they knew it was bedtime on a school night, it was bedtime. Plain and simple. There was no horsing around.
Well, would you mind coming over and talking to my daughter for about 5 minutes this weekend for me?
I have grandchildren
Uh-huh.
now, and I know that they test all the time.
Yeah, they do.
It's not easy. The
I think-
children are very bright, and they are exposed to a lot more even than what my children were
These
exposed
kids are
to.
getting at the psychology books before we are. I
You
think
got
that's
it.
the problem.
You got
they're
it.
pushing the
But
buttons.
it takes a lot of parenting skills, and there are skills to be learned. And I think parents, if they don't know what to do, there are people they can turn to find out.
Absolutely.
But
Who would
the
you
children,
recommend?
The children are the same, whether they are from a different time or now.
Who do you recommend parents turning to find out?
Oh, there are many good child psychologists
Yeah.
who have some good tips on ways to handle things.
Mhm.
And all you can do is try a different tack.
Right? We'll keep trying.
I hope so,
Okay.
for your daughter's sake.
For my daughter's sake. Thanks a lot for talking to us. Appreciate it. Grandparents, yeah.
But they don't usually ask
No.
us. We just sneak things in once
If
in a while.
only I had my daughter's grandparents nearby, that would be
That would be a help,
Yeah.
and I think we do serve a very useful purpose.
Absolutely. I might get out more too, you know? That does help. Huh?
A woman after my own heart.
Yes. She'll be on, are you here for a while?
Just till Saturday.
Yeah, well, it'll be on starting tomorrow night. From 5:30 to 7:30 on
It'll be on
Channel
every
3.
night this week too. Starting tomorrow.
Starting tomorrow, 5:30 to 7:30 on Channel 3.
On Channel 3.
Thursdays,
Every
Friday,
day.
every day.
You hear that? Channel 3.
All
Are
right.
you going to get her on with me? We're
the
dear friends since we're years old.
uh-huh.
Okay?
Okay.
And she's nodding yes to me, so she should be on
Yeah.
too.
I would, exactly. I would give the same advice.
The same
Except
advice?
if you asked about how do you set limits for your children? How
Yes.
do you demonstrate? You demonstrate it. You
Right.
model. They
Right.
really learn by your respecting other people and them. They will learn respect.
But what about when they step over that line? They're going to do it, aren't they?
They should do it.
They should do it?
It's part of the growing up.
And then what's
That's
your
right.
response?
And then,
You do.
right? Yeah, but we should.
Yeah?
Yeah, sure. They have to test you. They have to grow. They have to grow their own way, think their own way.
What manner of
Set them-
discipline is appropriate for a child?
Usually you ask them to, you put them in an area, a separate room, go to their
Right.
room, think about what they've done,
Right.
and then discuss it with them. Bringing up children is very, very time intensive. It is
Yeah.
not easy, and you really have to work at it.
Indeed.
Right.
Now you said that this was a woman after your own heart, and
This
these
is the
two
woman
are
after your own
agreeing on everything, right?
Well, I didn't hear her whole interview.
Right. Well, what intrigued you about what she was talking about?
Well, it's plain and simple. No is no,
Right.
and no discussion.
No discussion. And when your kid says, "I'm going to do this," and you say no.
Well, I have a 2.5-year-old.
Right. Whoa. Well, I have a 6-year-old. You've got a road ahead of you. And you say no, and they just say, "Go off and start doing it anyway." And you say, "I said no," and they do it anyway, and look at you, and say, "See, I'm doing it anyway." Then how do you respond?
Well, I just enforce my no.
Enforce the law.
Yeah.
With
With either timeout
right,
or remove them from the situation,
right,
or let them go into a tantrum and ignore them,
right.
or
Letting them go on with it
Yeah.
actually works, doesn't it? A lot
yeah,
of the
just
time.
let them. If they're pitching a tantrum, just kind of,
Right.
don't pay any attention to it.
Now,
Yeah.
what about corporal punishment? What do you think?
I think there's a time for it.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay.
You think there's a time for a big person to hit a little person?
A spanking, I think a spanking is good. I think that sometime
What does that show child?
that they have crossed the boundary and they've, you set limits and they go over the limit and, you just let them think about it, time out, and they go and they stay across the limit and they stay across and they stay across.
Right.
And you just have to spank them back to the other side and set boundaries.
Right.
I think sometimes there's
Time out is different from spanking, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think spanking's a last resort.
Right.
That's when you set boundaries and they haven't respected the boundaries over
I
a period
think
of time. I think
a
then
spanking is when the parent crosses the boundaries. I think that's what happens. I think it's a temper tantrum thrown by the parent. I think that there's always something else you can do.
That's been said. I'd say that's a popular opinion that spanking is actually done for the parent rather than for the kid. It's an anger release on the part of the parent rather than
sometimes
something
it
to
could
benefit
be,
the kid.
but at other times I think it's called for.
Right. Now, my father certainly didn't hesitate to whoop me one when he felt it was necessary, and I haven't. Well, I don't want to get into my own personal criminal record, but I seem to have turned out okay. But I wouldn't think about corporal punishment with my own kid.
Well, I think sometimes spanking is a form of discipline, and I think discipline, there's a lot of security in it. I think when kids don't have boundaries, they're pretty insecure. I think boundaries are a source of security, and at times spanking you need it to have a good definition for that boundary, and it's my philosophy.
I think a lot of people share that philosophy too. Takes all kinds.
Yeah.
Okay, good luck.
We'll be watching.